Thank you.
Senator Carignan.
Monsieur le Président, ma question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I have a question for the Leader of the Government in the Senate. Mr. Leader, the government needs to table legislation after the decision of the Superior Court of Quebec, but this has been deferred until the 11th of July. As you know, it is very improbable that Parliament will resume its regular activities before fall. So my question, has the government requested that the Quebec Superior Court give it an extended period of time for this legislation because of the pandemic? And if not, what does it intend to do? Senator Gold, thank you for the question. According to the information I have, the government has not yet requested a prolongation or an extension of this period, but I do share my honourable colleague's opinion that it's very probable that the government will be obliged to request this extension, given that Parliament will not sit regularly before the autumn. And this bill must be debated very extensively. After all, this is a very important and controversial issue. So as soon as I'm aware of next steps, I will let this chamber know. Senator Carignan, thank you very much for this answer. This is an issue that affects many Canadians. Very important. And I agree with you that this has to be dealt with. Can you assure us that the government will table this bill in a regularly sitting Parliament, as you say, and not in a Parliament where only some members are sitting? Senator Gold. Well, what I can say is that I am fully convinced that Canadians and the Parliament of Canada have a duty to fully debate this bill and to do so diligently and seriously. I would personally oppose any approach that would mean that ultimately, in one way or another, this bill ended up being treated.
Permettez-moi, j'ai perdu mon français.
I'm sorry, I lost my French for a minute, but I don't want it to be treated any other way but completely. It needs to be debated and studied in both chambers of Parliament, properly and fully, as was done recently. The Senate met constitutional expectations, and we did our job well, and that's what we need to do once again.
Nous avons une minute restante.